that's the block. Enemy and friend is not an option. We all listen now, we go dance and stars.
Hey you guys, I am back with another review video today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the LORAC Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation, and this is the product I will be reviewing today. And I wear this in the color number 25 Deep. Now, this is the darkest color that this foundation comes in. It comes in 25 shades, and I wear number 25. I got this at my local Ulta store on Saturday. And so when I went to Ulta, I got the foundation you guys saw me review in my previous review video, which is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. And then I also got this one. Like I said, I got one lower end foundation, and then I got one higher end foundation. The Makeup Revolution foundation retails for $12, but it was on sale for 50% off, so I got it for $6. But this was regular price, and this retails for $38. I had never heard of this brand before because I typically shop at Sephora. I had never shopped at Ulta before until this past Saturday. I had been to an Ulta before, but it was kind of just to look around. I wanted to see, okay, what's all the hype about? What's the difference between Ulta and Sephora? And so I went and I looked around, and that's how I knew what color I needed for the Makeup Revolution foundation. However, like I said, with this brand, I had never heard of it before. Now, the tricky thing to this is when I went to Ulta, because of Corona right now, coronavirus, y'all know how it is now. Because of Corona, all the testers at Ulta are taped off. They're either taken down, they're taped off, or they're covered in saran wrap. So when I got this foundation, I kind of had to eyeball it because it's they had, for this one, they had the testers out, but they had plastic wrap around it. So you couldn't touch it. And so I just kind of had to eyeball it okay. I was the number 25 looks like it would be right. And so they had the number 25, so I got that one. And so before I got it, I asked the girl who's at the register, I was are you guys taking returns and exchanges in case this doesn't work, because I've never used this before. And she said yes, because right now some places aren't doing returns and exchanges. But she said they were, so I was okay, I might as well try it. And so when I got home on Saturday, I did a swatch test with this, just to see if I liked the color. So I did the swatch test, and the color was spot on. Now, today was my first time using it to do a full face. I've had this on since 12 noon, and right now it is 7:06 p.m. So I've had this on for 7 hours. Things I like about this foundation. Well, before we hop into that, I'm gonna read off the box and tell you about, what they state the foundation is about. This is the packaging that it comes in. And the packaging really puts me in the mindset of the NARS foundation, because it's a NARS foundation that literally comes in a black and white package like this, and it's a tall rectangular box, and I cannot think of the name of it. I want to say it's Natural Radiant Foundation, because I know it's not the All Day Luminous, because the All Day Luminous is the one that comes in the shorter box. So with this foundation, like I said, it's the LORAC Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation. On the box, it says filter, fix, flawless. Skin loving, refreshing feel with soft focus finish. I can agree to that. Contains vitamin C to help preserve skin's elasticity. Infused with a complex of watermelon and apple to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and increase skin's hydration. It's oil, fragrance free, and it's vegan. And it also states that it's for all skin types and dermatologist tested. Now, as far as the pro benefits, it states that it's long wearing yet silky, not sticky, lightweight feel with buildable coverage. Spherical powders deliver excellent slip and keep skin shine free, and it's water resistant. Whew. Okay, so as far as the oil free, fragrance free, and vegan, oil free, yes. Fragrance free, I feel when I put it on, it did have a scent to it, but not necessarily of a perfume. Just probably the things that they use to make the foundation. And like I said, it has the watermelon and apple extract in it. So it didn't really necessarily have the smell of a perfume. Do I consider this long wearing? Like I said, yes, I've had this on since 7 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, since 12. And I've had it on for about 7 hours. Lightweight feel with buildable coverage. They consider this a medium to full coverage foundation, and I can definitely agree to that. Now, with this foundation, I really feel you can do your whole face with 2 pumps. Now, when I used it earlier today, and I'll give you my initial reaction. My initial reaction when I used this foundation is more on the liquidy side, And it's like, even if I shake it up, like you can hear it a little bit. So it is more on the liquidy side. And typically, I try to stay away from foundations that are like that very liquidy type of texture. I normally go for foundations that are a little bit more on the creamy side. And so when I pumped it today, and it came out liquidy. So my initial reaction was like, oh, okay, here we go. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and do it because I told her I'd do a review video on it. And so when I swatched it on my face, I actually liked it. I like how it felt against my skin. Some foundations that are liquidy, when you put them on your face, they feel wet. With this foundation, when I put it on my face, it's like it stayed in place. So even though when I pumped it out, it was liquidy, once I swatched it on my face, it kind of stayed. And I did like that. So I took my beauty blender, I blended it out. Now the thing with this foundation is when you apply it, it's going to look dewy for a second. And that's something else I was worried about because I put it on and I was like, this looks really, really dewy. But it dries down to like a demi-matte finish. So I was like, oof, okay. Because I do not like a dewy finish foundation. So would I consider this for all skin types? Yes, I would. If you do want more of a dewy finish, you could probably use like a illuminating primer or like a dewy setting spray, something that's just gonna give your skin a little bit more of a glow. Because it does dry down to like a demi-matte finish. So it's not super dry, but it's not gonna be dewy either. So I did like that. Does this foundation oxidize? I didn't get any oxidation out of this foundation, which really surprised me because like I said, when I put it on, it was really dewy. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, like when this foundation dries down, it's just gonna be super dark. But I didn't really get any oxidation out of the foundation, which was a pleasant surprise for me. Because I've used some foundations and it's like once they oxidize, they get a good bit darker. For example, like the Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundation, I feel like that's a foundation that kind of once it oxidizes, it gets darker. I'm not sure how it is for the other shades, but I do know like for the darker shades, once that foundation oxidizes, it does get a bit darker. It does have a pump on it, and so I was really happy about that because when I was at Ulta, I seen that it had a pump. And so I was like, okay, great, because I don't really like foundations that you have to pour. Like I said, with my Makeup Revolution foundation, that's the first foundation I've had where it's like a doe foot applicator to apply the foundation. So I do use my beauty blender to apply this. This foundation doesn't dry down super fast, which was another pleasant surprise because sometimes foundations that are more on the liquidy side can tend to dry down quick, especially when you use a matte primer with it. So my step for this was I did my skincare routine. I used my Becca Ever Matte Primer, which has been my go-to for about like 4 years now. So I applied that, and then I went ahead and put my foundation on with my beauty blender. And then from that point, I concealed, I set, contour, highlight, all that good stuff. But I like this foundation. I actually like it to the point where I ordered another one today. Because this foundation really surprised me. I was pleasantly surprised by this. Just being, I had never used this before. I had never heard of the brand. But like I said, like the soft focus and the long wear is what really drew me to it. And so I was like, why not? Let's try it. I don't have anything to lose. But I'm happy I got it. And so, like I said, I did order another one today. Because I have been using the same foundation for years and I just wanted to switch it up. But I do like this. I like this a lot. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm happy to be back with you guys. I'm going to be doing another review video right after this one. And then I'll probably see you guys again next week. Until then, bye.